from Abuja.
It's all about the human struggle to raise the level of living. That's what it's all about. I'm Magnus Packle, and this is Magnus Packle GVA. I appreciate you being a part of our show. In view today, supporting the African diaspora to be stronger for Africa, we visit the Ghanaian sensation, Rita Osei, in her exclusive Rita's fashion store in Willow Bend Mall in Plano, Texas. But before that, in our quick view, how institutions are critical for economic development. That's coming right up. Growth and development cannot take place in an institutional vacuum. Economic maturity and the growth of markets require institutional mechanisms that allow transactions to take place in an orderly manner, and in which agents know that the decisions they take and the contracts they make will be protected by law and can be enforced. Savers, investors, consumers, entrepreneurs, workers, and risk-takers of all kinds need a framework of rules if rational, optimizing decisions are to be made. They also need some guarantee of economic stability and certainty, which can be provided only by good governance and sound economic policy making. The alternative to a lack of property rights, law and order, and political stability is economic anarchy, and sometimes failed states. Some of the countries that have achieved a much higher level of living over the past couple of decades have achieved that on the foundations of strong institutions, industrialization, and hard work. Good examples are China and South Korea. China institutionalized its transformation program and has had a near 3-decade-long steady and breathtaking economic program, during which a stunning 680 million people got lifted out of poverty, as the poverty rate dropped from over 80% to 10%. South Korea, building on institutional foundations set up through the centuries of dynastic rule, Japanese colonization with modernization, and U.S. capital infusion, has become an irresistible global economic power. Stressing the importance of institutions, President Barack Obama said this: Africa does not need strong men. It needs strong institutions. Development depends upon good governance. Good governance is pivotal, and it is the key that will unlock Africa's potential. And it is also the responsibility that can only be met by Africans. To be globally competitive, Africa must have strong working institutions. Still in view, supporting African business in the diaspora. But before that, in our hidden economics, a cat owner and a dog owner. Who is a better leader? That's coming right up. Are you looking for a leader? Try to find out if the candidates are dog owners or cat owners. If they are neither, find out which pet they would own if they had to choose one. There are sound reasons to suspect that the preference for dogs or cats reflects some underlying human personality differences. Certainly, the relationship between cats and humans has always been quite different from the relationship between dogs and people. Recently, Sam Gosling, a psychologist at the University of Texas in Austin, and his graduate student Carson Sandy conducted a web-based study in which 4,565 individuals were asked whether they were dog people, cat people, neither or both. Just on the basis of the nature of dogs being more sociable than cats, one might expect that the personalities of dog lovers would also reflect high sociability. The results from the Gosling study showed that dog people were generally about 15% more extroverted and 13% more agreeable, both of which dimensions are associated with social orientation and the likelihood to be a good listening leader. In addition, dog people were 11% more conscientious than cat people. Conscientiousness is a tendency to show self-discipline, to complete tasks, and aim for achievement. Even so, cat owners appear to be fairly trusting. People high in this dimension are often described as obliging, modest, straightforward, and good sport. But in the end, folks, dog owners are more sociable and accepting. Generally, people who own only a dog are potentially dog and cat owners, while people who own only a cat are exclusively cat owners. That means that cat owners can be more close-minded compared to dog owners. So it seems likely that dog owners would make better leaders than cat owners. So if you're looking to choose between candidates contesting an election, just ask them a simple question. Are you a dog owner or a cat owner? Our hidden economics for you. Recently, the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, announced its readiness to support an African Development Bank fund that helps members of the diaspora in the United States to promote development in Africa and improve the flow of worker remittances. Many members of the African diaspora are making extraordinary achievements and eager to look back home for more meaning and value. If USAID can provide this support, certainly African countries should strive to be in the lead to reach our people out there, because this group holds a tremendous potential for the development of Africa, as indicated by the recent strong flows of remittances. Recently, we visited the glamorous Rita Osei in her exclusive fashion store in the highbrow Willow Bend Mall, one of the most exquisite malls in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. Rita is a good example of the African diaspora that has made a significant mark in the United States and can be of great value to Africa. Rita is well established and successful in a very globally competitive fashion business environment. Please join me in my discussion with Rita Osei as she tells her story of success and connection with Africa. Right, Rita, it's wonderful to be in your store. This is really fantastic with all the beautiful merchandise and all of that. You are doing wonderful, and we're proud of you. Now, the thing is, just want to ask you, how did you decide to get into this business, and how did you even get into this mall, Willow Bend Mall, one of the really upscale malls in Dallas, a mall with a Tubman Center where their criterion for choosing stores into the mall is just exceptional. How did you manage to get in here?
I would say back in 2001 is where I got into the business. I started the business back in a suburb here in Dallas called Las Colinas. Yes. And from there I went to Southwest Center Mall, another community. And from there I went to a very, very upscale community here called University Park and Highland Park area. That is the 8th area in Dallas where you have Jerry Jones there, you have former President
Jerry Bush. Jones, that's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. The former President Bush even lived in that neighborhood. So from there, I built such a beautiful store. So from that point, the mall knew what I was capable of, and they invited me to the center. So that is how I got in here, through hard work, dedication, and a state of mind for the taste for the finest, and work hard to achieve the precise goal that I set out to achieve.
That's extraordinary. Now, for a young, cast your mind back, a young Ghanaian girl coming to the United States and all of that, do you often wonder, look, I've become so successful. This is that same little me from years ago. Does that ever cross your mind?
I would say yes or no. From my background, I come from a man who owned a mattress factory, an entrepreneur. So with that mindset, I've seen how hard work can produce something great. So even at a young age, I had my mind focused on the best, work hard to achieve the best. And I sought out to do nothing but the best, even for my clientele, for whatever I do. That is precisely where my mindset has been all over the
whole time you've been doing it.
The whole time I've been doing it.
Yes. So you don't just sell to your customers, you invest in them, you dress them, you advise them. And how do you do that?
Absolutely. Fashion consultation is also part of what I do.
Okay.
Let's say I have an exec will give me a call saying, Rita, I do have an event, and the event calls for ABC and D. I listen to them and make sure I pick the right outfit for them, understanding exactly what they are trying to achieve. So it's the consultation is a big aspect of helping women and empowering them in their outlook.
I saw a high fashion model here earlier. I don't know if she's around, but I mean, do you like take her with you everywhere to showcase your products? Is she anywhere around here now?
Yes, and I will bring her in a few minutes.
Okay.
We do, and the reason being, it is very great to see a live outfit on a model.
Yes.
It comes to life.
I think so too, yes.
And visualization, it will let the person say, oh, okay, I can see myself looking like that. An outfit hanging on a hanger and on a model tells a different story. So that is what I try to project in some settings, and that is why we brought her in here. And she's also a strong businesswoman, also a client. So I think that ties into the story that we're trying to tell. A strong businesswoman can be strong and also be very flexible, sexy at the same time.
Absolutely. Maybe can we see her?
Yes. Can we have Mrs. Humphreys come out? We do have Elena. Elena, can you please come out wearing one of our couture? She's wearing our couture blouse. It's a handmade silk organza with a detailed ruffle neckline, and the sleeve also tells a nice story. She's wearing a beautiful tulip skirt. Walking is great in this skirt. It fits wonderful, great entrance. She's wearing a necklace with Swarovski crystals that ties back to the buttons. Thank you, Elena.
I just want to thank you so very much. You are wonderful and you are gorgeous. Fantastic. Now, Rita, we were just talking earlier, but it was wonderful, seeing the model and what she could do. There are people that have come, exceptional type people that have come from Africa, purposely to come shop from you for whatever it is that they want to do.
Absolutely. I do have a few of them that will fly in, make an appointment, fly in, do the consultation. I listen to them, we'll plan out the whole year events.
Yes.
So I'll have the plan out up to all their special events, and then we'll plan and make sure they have all that they need. They go home, don't have to worry about what they're going to wear to their next event. It's all already planned out, and I think that gives them the confidence with relaxation to focus on what they do best, knowing that they can rely on Riches to provide all their outfit for all the special events they do have for the year.
Now, can this concept work in Africa, what you have here? If we were to have this in Ghana, in Accra, in Lagos, would it work?
Yes, I do believe the concept will work because we do have women, either executives, socialite, the wife of the president, the wife of a minister, or a minister herself. I do believe all those women are there, and we can cater to them.
Yeah, there are all kinds of professional type ladies now across the board, bankers, whatever.
Bankers, lawyers, socialites, elite wives, and I do believe they can benefit from the service that we provide. We do have access to many fashion houses in Paris, in Milan. So some of the things we don't even carry in the store because the exclusivity that we provide for those type of clientele. All we need to understand is where they want to go, the event, the style, their budget. And then we'll go ahead and then give them the options. We'll take photos, create the look, send it to them, via email, or they can call us on Skype. We look, understand, and they can select. All they need is a credit card. We take, pay, and we deliver to them.
Now, if as successful as you've become, very proud of you. Have you ever got any contacts, say from the authorities or institutions back in Ghana, say the government or banks, to say, hey, you're doing so good. How about making you much stronger here in the United States so that you might be able to have an impact, back in Ghana or across Africa someday?
Now I see the economist of you coming in.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do believe, unfortunately I should say, they have not. And I think that's what you're trying to make sure they pay attention to.
I'm thinking that this is important because I've seen the Koreans do it. I've seen the Chinese do it. We go around here and the strips, the strip centers, you see Chinese stores, Chinese banks, Korean banks, and I understand that they've got support from their governments back home. They're strong. And because they're strong, they're also able to influence policy here. They're able to influence events here, and they're able to better affect things that are going on back in their country. So that's why, for people like yourselves, that's why I'm wondering if that's happening.
Unfortunately, it has not. And had I gotten that kind of backup, which is, as a matter of fact, the Galleria Mall, Sanada Mall, did approach me to open a store there. So if I had the backup, we would have grown the concept much bigger. I could have a store back in Galleria here in Willow Bend, and also down in Harlem Park.
There are some malls that I've seen. They're probably not like Willow Bend Mall as you do have here in Dallas, but I've seen them in Accra. But it's people like you that can lift the level a little bit there. You maybe down the road, is there something that you might be looking at?
A long-term goal. I do believe if I have the backing, we can go back home in Africa and create a nice, it's called lifestyle center, where you have shopping, you have apartments, you have banking, you have other infrastructures to create a different synergy and make the community thrive. Also, I've seen we have nice designers, local designers, but there is no synergy as to where you can go and patronize different designers. There's no concept like that. But we that have experienced those concepts, when you go to New York, you have 7th Avenue. Go to New York, 7th Avenue will house different fashions. So when you go to New York, if you want fashion, the best place to go is 7th Avenue. You head to Paris, Los Antilles. You go to Los Antilles, you see all the different manufacturers. We don't have that. And I think that is something that we need to create, and if I get that backing, we will be able to help and support the local designers and also let them understand the meaning of craftsmanship, making sure the label made in Abuja, for that matter, or made in Nigeria, has a higher standard. So when you go, let's say a tourist go back and they want to just buy something made in Nigeria, they know the images, they have the image knowing productivity, quality is going to be excellent. I think that is what is lacking. And if we create that, we have all these wonderful designers that have the knowledge, the concept housed there, and create, people can go there and patronize local businesses, and to support your theme will help the economy thrive. Because we're making sure the money is staying within the
that's wonderful. Now, in closing, I can't but ask you this. Any general thoughts when you look at Africa and the fashion business? How do you see Africa going in terms of fashion today?
That's a very interesting question. I would say we're doing well, but I do believe we can do better. And better in terms of craftsmanship, in terms of quality.
I would imagine,
that is where I think we should pay more attention to. All that, let's say, style or all that fashion detailing it's okay. We have that. But making sure beautiful craftsmanship is what is lacking, and I do believe that is what I really want people to understand.
So people can go look for African merchandise.
Yes.
Like people go look for Italian suits or
Yes.
whatever. So they say, I want this African
Yes,
stuff.
made, yes.
Because they know it's of the highest quality is what you're saying. Yeah.
Exactly. That is what I'm saying. Making sure it doesn't matter the skill you have. Whatever you have, even, and this I'm speaking to the locals.
Yes.
Whatever you are as a designer, make sure you're doing the best.
Yes.
Believe in that and make sure it is great, and I do believe it will turn around and give us a great reflection as to who we are, number one. Then number two, help us to also support our economy.
Absolutely. On that note, I want to thank you so very much, Rita. This has been wonderful.
It's a pleasure.
You are doing a wonderful job.
Pleasure.
Fantastic.
Pleasure.
In 2012, an estimated 30 million African migrants sent $60 billion in remittances to support more than 120 family members back home. For many years, the migration of African professionals was seen as a brain drain, but now it is resulting in gains in technical expertise, remittances, and other development skills that Africa needs. As I have said repeatedly, a much stronger big push to Africa's economic growth and development will come when Africans in the diaspora and African Americans begin to have significantly increased economic participation in the continent. However, this is not likely to happen unless Africans in the diaspora and African Americans build stronger economic muscle out in the diaspora. But building this kind of economic strength does not come easy. How will it happen rapidly? It seems to me that Africans in the diaspora will need help for them to provide more help to Africa. I strongly recommend to African governments and peoples to realize the importance of developing serious and sustainable economic and even political reach in the United States and in Europe, especially in countries like the UK and France. Consider the economic and political reach that Israel has in the United States, mostly because of the economic and consequential political clout that Jewish Americans have.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Lately, the Koreans, that is South Korea, are demonstrating their economic and political clout in Gangnam Style fashion. It is Gangnam Style fashion because Korean firms are essentially carving out thick slices of the American business landscape, not just in marketing items like Samsung phones, Kia, Hyundai, and LG products, but because Korean stores now dominate many ethnic strip malls in the United States and often featuring Korean banks to finance growth. Africa needs to identify successful Africans in the United States, like Rita Osei in her Rita's fashion clothing store, for support, as enterprises like this can grow to become like JCPenney Company or even Walmart and help create jobs, in addition to political traction, not only in America but also in Africa. I'm Magnus Paco, and that's my